Introduction. If you are 20 years old today and learn how to manage money wisely, by the time you reach 40, you could achieve financial freedom. Financial freedom means living comfortably, without worrying about money, without being forced to work just to survive. The problem is, most young people miss this golden opportunity because they don't truly understand what financial freedom is or how to reach it. In today's world, young people have more opportunities than ever, but they also face endless temptations. They work hard, they earn money, but most spend it faster than they make it. This creates a paradox. The harder they work, the more they spend, and financial freedom is never even considered. But here's the truth. Financial freedom is not a distant dream. It is a clear path with a proven formula, and anyone can achieve it if they start early. Financial freedom doesn't mean you need a massive fortune. It means you control your cash flow, you have stable passive income, and you can cover your lifestyle without trading every day of your life for a paycheck. In other words, financial freedom begins when your money works for you instead of you always working for money. Many young people believe financial freedom should only be considered once they already have a lot of money, but that is a mistake. It doesn't start with how much you have. It starts with how you manage every dollar, even when it's small. Time is the greatest asset of youth. If you know how to use time, harness the power of compound interest, and start investing early, you can shorten the journey to financial freedom by decades compared to previous generations. Imagine this. If you begin investing just a few dollars each month, letting that money grow and reinvesting consistently, after 10, 20, or 30 years, the amount will multiply many times over thanks to compound growth. This is the secret that countless wealthy individuals have applied from a very young age. And that's exactly why we need to understand clearly what financial freedom means and why we must start today. Looking around, I see many young people worldwide making the same mistake, thinking they are still young, that they have plenty of time, so financial planning can wait. But the later you start, the longer and harder the road becomes. On the other hand, if you start early, even with small amounts, you build a strong foundation for lasting independence in the future. One of the clearest examples is the story of Warren Buffett. He started investing at the age of 10. By 25, he was already a millionaire. Buffett's success didn't come from luck. It came from understanding the power of compound interest and taking advantage of time. The lesson here is simple. If you want financial freedom, you must begin while you are young, not when you already have plenty of money. Financial freedom is not only about money, it is about choices. When you are financially free, you can choose the work you love, instead of working only to pay bills. You can choose to spend time with family, follow your passions, and create meaningful experiences. That is the life so many dream of, but so few achieve, simply because they never start early enough. Ask yourself this. If you lost your job today, how long could you maintain your lifestyle without a new source of income? 1 month, 3 months, or a year? Your answer reveals how close you are to financial freedom. And this is the critical point. Financial freedom does not just happen. It is the result of a disciplined process, starting with saving, investing early, and letting compound growth do its work over time. Too many people wait until their 40s or 50s to begin building wealth. But by then, time is shorter, energy is lower, and opportunities are fewer. Young people have one priceless advantage they rarely see: youth itself. Youth allows you to make mistakes, to start small, and most importantly, to give time for compound interest to build your wealth. That is an advantage that nothing else can replace. This is why financial freedom is not a story for those who are already successful. It is a journey that the young must begin today. Only by starting early can you have enough time to reach the goal. And once you do, you will realize that financial freedom is not about luxury. It is about peace of mind, the power of choice, and true independence in life. Understanding what financial freedom really means is only the first step. The path to reaching it requires something even more powerful: the secret of compound interest, the force that can turn small amounts of money today into a fortune in the future.
Part 1. What is financial freedom? Many people believe financial freedom means being extremely wealthy, owning luxury homes, driving expensive cars, or traveling the world in style. But the truth is, that image is only half the story. Financial freedom is not necessarily tied to flashy wealth. It is deeply connected to your ability to control money and to control your life. First, we need a clear definition. Financial freedom is the state where your passive income is enough to cover your living expenses without depending entirely on a job you must do every day. Simply put, when you can live the life you want, pay for your needs and dreams without fearing the loss of your paycheck, you have reached financial freedom. It is not a distant luxury, but a practical state you can achieve with the right plan. In daily life, we often see two groups of people. The first group earns a high income, sometimes hundreds of thousands each year, but they are stuck in debt, trapped in endless payments, shopping habits, and financial stress. The second group earns much less, but they manage money wisely, save consistently, invest smartly, and eventually achieve financial freedom. This shows that financial freedom is not about how much you earn, it is about how you manage what you have. A key concept to understand is the levels of financial freedom. Many personal finance experts describe 4 main stages. The first stage is financial security. This is when you have enough money to cover basic needs such as food, housing, utilities, and healthcare. You no longer worry about surviving from month to month. The second stage is financial stability. At this level, beyond essentials, you can spend on hobbies, education, personal growth, and still keep an emergency fund for unexpected events. The third stage is partial financial freedom. Here you already have passive income sources, such as investments, rental properties, or dividends, so you are not fully dependent on your main job. You can work less or choose a career you enjoy more while still maintaining stability. The fourth stage is complete financial freedom. At this level, your passive income not only covers all your living expenses, but also allows you to fulfill dreams, travel the world, support charities, or even retire early without worrying about money. The important thing to remember is that financial freedom is a journey. Nobody wakes up one morning and suddenly becomes financially free. It requires time, discipline, and planning. Young people often fall into the illusion that simply earning a lot of money will bring freedom. But reality shows that even with a high salary, if you lack money management skills, you will remain stuck in the cycle of spending and debt. Financial freedom does not come from income alone. It comes from the balance of smart spending, consistent saving, and effective investing. Take a simple example. A young professional earns $1,000 a month. If they spend it all, nothing remains at the end of the month. Another person with the same income sets aside 30% for saving and investing. After just a few years, they will have built a valuable asset base. That asset begins generating passive income, bringing them closer to financial freedom. This is the difference between those who understand financial freedom and those who ignore it. Another overlooked aspect is the difference between wealth and financial freedom. Someone may have millions in assets, but if their wealth is locked in non-productive assets, or if they must work 12 hours a day just to sustain their lifestyle, they are not free. In contrast, a person with a smaller fortune but enough passive income to support their life is truly financially free. Financial freedom is about independence, choice, and peace of mind. One thing stands out. People who achieve financial freedom almost always start early. Young people hold a unique advantage: time. Time allows them to learn, experiment, and harness the power of compound interest. Every dollar invested at age 20 can grow into a fortune by age 40 or 50. But if you wait until 35 or 40 to begin, you will need far more capital to reach the same result. This is why financial freedom must be understood early and acted upon even earlier. So why do so many people fail to achieve financial freedom? The answer lies in habits. Overspending, delaying savings, and living beyond their means destroy their chance at independence. To change this, young people must build better habits, spend less than you earn, prioritize saving, and most importantly, reinvest so that money generates more money. This is the foundation of financial freedom. Another critical factor is awareness. When you realize financial freedom is about control, not luxury, you find motivation to change. Financial freedom gives you the right to choose a job you love instead of one you need just to survive. It gives you time with your family instead of 40 hours locked inside an office. It gives you confidence to face crises without panic when income stops. Awareness is the first step to committing to the journey. Understanding what financial freedom is forms the foundation, but to truly achieve it, you need one of the most powerful tools in personal finance, the force of compound interest, the very engine that transforms small savings today into great wealth tomorrow.
Part 2. Compound interest, your #1 ally. Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." For anyone seeking financial freedom, this principle is not just important, it is essential. For young people in particular, compound interest is the key that shortens the path to independence. When people talk about financial freedom, most immediately think about making a lot of money. But the real secret is not about how much you earn. It is about how effectively you let money work for you. And the most powerful tool to make money work is compound interest. So what exactly is compound interest? In simple terms, it means not only does your original capital earn returns, but those returns are reinvested and begin to earn more returns themselves. It is the process of money creating money, and then that new money creating even more money. The true power of compound interest comes from time. The longer the time frame, the more explosive the growth becomes. This is why young people hold a tremendous advantage in achieving financial freedom. They have years ahead for compound interest to do its work. To illustrate, imagine investing $100 at an annual return of 10%. After 1 year, you have $110. Instead of withdrawing the profit, you reinvest both the capital and the interest. In the second year, your return is not just another $10, it becomes $11 because you were now earning on the previous year's profit as well. Over time, this effect multiplies. After 10 years, your money doubles. After 30 years, it multiplies several times over. That is the magic of compound interest. Many young people underestimate the importance of starting early. They think, "I'll invest when I have more money." But the truth is, even small amounts can grow into significant wealth if given enough time. Time is the decisive factor. The earlier you begin, the stronger the effect of compounding. This is the fundamental difference between those who reach financial freedom early and those who never escape financial stress. One of the clearest examples is the story of Warren Buffett. He is not only one of the greatest investors in history, but also a living example of compound interest in action. Buffett began investing at age 10. By his mid-20s, he was already a millionaire. What's even more remarkable is that over 90% of his wealth was created after the age of 50.
This shows how compounding becomes more powerful the longer you allow time to work for you. So what lessons can young people take from Buffett? First, start early, no matter how small your initial capital may be. Second, be patient, because compounding needs time to grow. Third, reinvest consistently instead of spending the profits. This is how small amounts of money transform into the foundation of financial freedom. Consider another example that highlights the value of starting early. Suppose two people both invest $200 a month at a 10% average return. One starts at 22, the other waits until 32. By the time they both reach 42, the person who started earlier has double the wealth of the one who delayed. The difference is not in the amount invested, but in the years of compounding. This is proof that in the journey to financial freedom, time is your greatest ally. But there is one important condition. Compound interest only works if you have financial discipline. If you constantly withdraw profits or quit midway, you will never benefit from its full potential. Think of compound interest like a tree. At first, it is just a seed. With patience and care, it grows into a tree that bears fruit year after year. But if you cut it down too soon, you will never enjoy its shade or harvest. So how should young people apply compound interest on their path to financial freedom? First, build the habit of saving and investing regularly. Even small, consistent contributions matter more than one-time large amounts. Second, choose safe and reliable investments that can generate stable returns, ensuring compounding works in your favor. Third, learn to manage risk and remain patient. Markets rise and fall, but compound interest rewards those who stay the course. Many young people claim they do not have enough money to invest, but the truth is, with proper money management, there is always a way to set aside something. Even a small percentage of your income, invested regularly, will transform your future. And once you see your money multiply, you will realize financial freedom is not just theory, it is a reality you can achieve. And remember, compounding is not limited to money. It applies to knowledge, skills, and relationships. Each day you learn a little, improve a little, or build stronger connections. Over time, the results multiply. The same principle that grows wealth also grows your life. Understanding the power of compound interest is a major step forward on the journey to financial freedom. But knowing about compounding is not enough. The more important question is, where should you invest to make compound interest work in the right direction? The answer lies in starting early and choosing wisely, something we will explore next.
Part 3. Invest early. Invest wisely. Did you know that one early investment decision can change the course of your entire life? With the same amount of money and the same rate of return, the person who starts early will reach financial freedom years, even decades before the one who starts late. But here is the truth. Starting early is not enough. You must also invest wisely, or all your efforts will fade away like dust in the wind. When people talk about financial freedom, the word investment always stands out. Saving alone will never get you there, because inflation slowly eats away at your money. Only by investing can your money truly grow. But the real challenge is this: how to invest, where to invest, and when to begin. These are the three big questions most young people struggle with. The first key is time. Investing early gives your money more years to benefit from compound interest. Every year you delay is a year of opportunity lost. Many young people believe they need a large amount of capital before they can start investing. The truth is the opposite. Starting small, but starting early gives you the greatest advantage. Capital is not the deciding factor. Time and discipline are the real keys. Imagine two friends with the same income. One begins investing regularly at age 22, putting aside just a modest amount each month.
The other waits until age 32, investing double the money. Fast forward 20 years, both are 42, but the one who started at 22 has built a much larger portfolio. The lesson is clear. In the journey to financial freedom, time is more valuable than capital. But investing early does not mean diving blindly into any opportunity. This is where investing wisely comes in. Wise investing does not always mean chasing the highest returns. It means choosing opportunities that fit your financial capacity, your long-term goals, and your tolerance for risk. Sometimes a lower but more stable return is far better than a risky get-rich-quick scheme that could wipe out everything. So where should young people invest to move closer to financial freedom? There are countless options. Traditional choices include savings accounts, bonds, and gold. Modern options include stocks, real estate, mutual funds, and even startups. Each has its pros and cons. The most important rule? Never put all your eggs in one basket. Diversifying your capital is how you protect your growth and build sustainable wealth. For many young people, the stock market is the first step. With relatively small capital, you can begin investing and learn how to make money work for you. But stocks demand knowledge, patience, and discipline. Follow the crowd or chase rumors, and you will likely lose money. This is why investing wisely is not just about choosing the right channel. It's also about learning the right way. To go the distance, you must build knowledge, study carefully, and constantly stay informed. Real estate is another dream for many. Yet it requires larger capital and usually suits those with a stronger financial foundation. Still, even in real estate, the word wise matters most. A property with good location, clear legal status, and stable growth potential is worlds apart from a risky speculative project. Here, caution is what separates success from financial disaster. So where should young people invest to move closer to financial freedom? There are countless options. Traditional choices include savings accounts, bonds, and gold. Modern options include stocks, real estate, mutual funds, and even startups. Each has its pros and cons. The most important rule? Never put all your eggs in one basket. Diversifying your capital is how you protect your growth and build sustainable wealth. For many young people, the stock market is the first step. With relatively small capital, you can begin investing and learn how to make money work for you. But stocks demand knowledge, patience, and discipline. Follow the crowd or chase rumors, and you will likely lose money. This is why investing wisely is not just about choosing the right channel. It's also about learning the right way. To go the distance, you must build knowledge, study carefully, and constantly stay informed. Real estate is another dream for many, yet it requires larger capital and usually suits those with a stronger financial foundation. Still, even in real estate, the word wise matters most. A property with good location, clear legal status, and stable growth potential is worlds apart from a risky speculative project. Here, caution is what separates success from financial disaster. Another increasingly popular choice is mutual funds or managed financial products. For young people who are busy and lack time for deep research, this can be a safer option. Instead of struggling alone, you can let professionals manage your investments. Of course, no channel is risk-free, but by spreading your capital and adopting the right strategy, you reduce risk and build resilience. Investing wisely also means investing in yourself. Too often, people only think about money and forget that knowledge, skills, and relationships are the most powerful assets of all. If you spend time building financial literacy, developing professional skills, and expanding your network, the long-term returns will far exceed cash. A financially educated person will not fall for scams. A skilled professional will always have income security. A strong network will always create opportunities. All of these bring you closer to financial freedom. Early and wise investing also trains young people in discipline, an invaluable asset. When you build the habit of saving and investing, You free yourself from meaningless consumption, avoid debt traps, and learn to control money instead of letting money control you. This disciplined mindset becomes the foundation of your financial independence. Many young people fear risk, but remember, the greatest risk is not losing money. It's not starting at all. If you keep your money idle in a bank account, inflation will slowly erode its value. You will never move closer to financial freedom. The real danger is letting time slip away without action. Investing early and investing wisely transforms risk into opportunity and opportunity into freedom. Financial freedom never happens overnight. It's the result of hundreds, even thousands of small, wise decisions made consistently over the years. Start early, choose wisely, stay the course. That is the formula for success. But here is the next question. Even if you invest early and wisely, without a clear financial plan, you can easily lose direction. So how do you build a solid personal financial plan that turns small steps today into a clear roadmap towards freedom tomorrow? That is exactly what we will explore in the next part.
Part 4. Save, invest, achieve freedom. Many young people often say, "I don't have money to invest." But the truth is, the reason you don't invest is not because you lack money. It's because you haven't learned how to save. Without saving, you will never build the capital needed to invest. And without investing, you will never reach financial freedom. When people talk about financial freedom, they often imagine large investments in stocks, real estate, or high-yield opportunities. But in reality, the foundation of financial freedom is not about where you invest. It begins with how you save and manage your cash flow. The golden rule of personal finance is simple. Pay yourself first. This means that every time you receive income, set aside at least 20% immediately for saving or investing, instead of spending everything and saving what's left. Because in truth, there will never be anything left. Life is full of endless expenses. Saving must become your top priority, a fixed bill just like rent, utilities, or food. When you treat saving as a non-negotiable expense, you build the foundation that will carry you toward financial freedom. But saving is only the first step. If your money sits idle in a bank account, inflation will slowly eat it away. That's why the second element is essential: investing. Once you've saved, you must put that money to work, let it generate returns, and reinvest those returns again and again. This continuous cycle creates exponential growth. This is compound interest, the most powerful secret on the journey to financial independence. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it benefit. Those who ignore it pay the price. The strength of compound interest lies in the fact that your returns don't just come from your original capital. They also come from the reinvestment of previous returns. Money earns money, and that money earns even more. Over time, this accumulation creates exponential growth. That is why starting early matters more than starting with a large amount. Take this example. Person A begins saving and investing at age 22, putting aside the equivalent of a few $100s each month, earning an average annual return of 10%. By age 40, just 18 years later, that money has grown into a significant amount, enough to put him on the path to financial freedom. Person B waits until age 30 to start, saving the same amount with the same return. Even after 20 years, by age 50, he still hasn't caught up to Person A, despite investing longer. The only difference is that Person A started earlier. This shows that saving early,
Investing wisely and letting compound interest work for you can shorten your path to financial freedom by decades. This is not theory, it is mathematics, proven time and time again across the world. It's also why Warren Buffett became a millionaire at age 25. He began investing at age 10, saving consistently, reinvesting relentlessly, and letting time and compound growth do the heavy lifting. Young people today have an incredible advantage compared to past generations: information and tools. With just a smartphone, you can track spending, invest, and monitor your growing wealth. But without the mindset of saving and investing, even the best tools will be useless, and the chance to build freedom will slip away. The most important factor is not how much you earn, but how much you keep and how effectively you make that money grow. Some people earn high incomes but are always broke because they spend everything or more than they make. Others with average incomes reach financial freedom early thanks to disciplined saving and investing. The secret is not in income, it's in how you manage and leverage your money. Financial freedom is not a distant dream. It is the inevitable result of saving, investing, and practicing discipline. Every dollar you save today is a brick on your path to independence. Every reinvestment is another step closer to your goal. And with every passing year, compound interest multiplies your effort. This is a journey no one can walk for you, but one that anyone can begin, starting today. If you are in your 20s, mid-20s, or even early 30s, this is the golden moment to start. Every year of delay is a year of compound growth lost. Remember, financial freedom doesn't come from a sudden windfall. It comes from thousands of small, disciplined decisions, setting aside 20% of your income, reinvesting consistently, and staying patient over the years. The key mindset to remember is this: financial freedom is not luck, it is not fantasy, it is the natural outcome of discipline. If you are serious and consistent, financial freedom will arrive, not as a miracle, but as a well-earned reward. So, let's bring it all together. Financial freedom is not far away. It is a journey anyone can begin today. But the real question is, how do you turn knowledge into action and transform strategy into real results? That is what we will reflect on in the conclusion.
Conclusion. Many people believe financial freedom is reserved for the lucky few, but the truth is the exact opposite. Financial freedom is not a dream, it is a journey, a conscious choice that anyone, including you, can begin today. We have walked through this path together, from understanding what financial freedom really means, to reshaping your mindset, learning how to manage your spending, and finally combining saving and investing to reach independence. So after everything we've covered, what is the most important lesson to remember? First, face reality. Most young people today live trapped in the cycle of consumption, spending everything they earn, and often even more. They work tirelessly, but at the end of the month, nothing is left. This is the classic portrait of someone who will never achieve financial freedom. Financial freedom is not just a number in your bank account. It is a state of peace of mind. It is knowing you can live the life you choose without constant money worries. But to reach that state, you need discipline and a long-term vision. There are no shortcuts, no magic formulas, no overnight success. It takes time, patience, and consistency. The sad reality is that many only realize this when it's too late. They start thinking about saving and investing in their 40s or 50s when their most powerful weapon, time, has already slipped away. That is why I must emphasize, if you are in your 20s or 30s, do not wait another day. Start now. Financial freedom is a journey of mindset and awareness. It begins with one small decision, setting aside 20% of your income. From that decision, you learn to invest,
to let your money work for you, instead of you always working for money. The earlier you start, the faster you move towards freedom. But let me be clear, financial freedom does not come from book knowledge alone. Out there, you will find countless promises, get-rich-quick schemes, flashy courses, risky investments that sound too good to be true. If you give in to impatience, you may lose everything. Remember, the secret of financial freedom lies not in reckless risk-taking, but in discipline and persistence. Do not let greed cloud your judgment. This is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. Failures chase shortcuts and grow impatient. The successful stay patient, knowing compound growth needs time to bloom. Failures often say, "I can't." The successful always ask, "How can I?" So the question I want to leave you with is this: who do you want to be? Someone who works endlessly yet never escapes financial pressure? Or someone who builds a future where money serves your life instead of controlling it? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, starting this very month, are you ready to put aside at least 20% of your income for saving and investing? Share your commitment in the comments below, because once you write it down, you've already taken the first step towards financial freedom. Financial freedom is not distant. It is present in every decision you make today. Every coffee you save, every investment you commit to, brings you one step closer to independence. Start small, but start now. If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with friends. By doing so, you're not only supporting this channel, but also helping your community embrace the right mindset about money. We will continue bringing you powerful videos on personal finance, investing, budgeting, and the journey to financial freedom. Make sure you stay tuned so you never miss out. And remember, this is just the beginning. Financial freedom is not only about saving and investing. It is about building a meaningful life where money is your tool, not your master. The journey ahead is long, and we will meet again in future videos to explore it more deeply. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video.